The Jewish humor portion of the evening, since Rabbi Waldux is not here tonight. This is a semi-autobiographical piece that I co-crafted with my sweetie, Laurie Factor Marcus, before the days when she tacked my last name onto the back half of hers. The title of this piece is Erev Christmas. Now, Erev is Hebrew for evening. So this essentially means Christmas Eve. Now, Jewish holidays begin at sundown, right? So this is when Christmas would begin if Christmas were a Jewish holiday, which it most decidedly is not. Erev Christmas. It was the night before Christmas. And we, being Jews, my girlfriend and me, we had nothing to do. The Gentiles were home hanging stockings with care, secure in their knowledge St. Nick would be there. But for us, once the Hanukkah candles burned down, there was nothing but boredom all over town. The malls and the theaters were all closed up tight. There weren't any concerts to go to that night. A dance would have saved us, some ballroom or swing. But we combed through the papers. There wasn't a thing. Outside the window sat 2 feet of snow. I know that's hard to imagine tonight, right? With the wind chill, they said it was 15 below, and while all I could do was sit there and brood, my girl saved the night and called out, "Chinese food!" So we ran to the closet, grabbed hats, mitts, and boots to cover our heads, our hands, and our foods. We pulled down our jackets all puffy with down and boarded the T, bound for Chinatown. The train nearly empty, it rolled through the stops while visions of wontons danced through our cuffs. We hopped off at Park Street. The common was bright with the fresh fallen snow and the trees strung with lights, then crept through the zone. Remember the combat zone? With its bums and its thugs and entrepreneurs pushing ladies and drugs. At last we reached Chinatown, rushed through the gate, past bakeries, markets, shops, and cafes in search of a restaurant. Which one? Let's decide. We chose Hunan Chazer and ventured inside. Chazer is a pig. Okay, Jewish dietary laws, someone who eats to excess. Around us sat others, their platters piled high with the finest of fine foods their money could buy. There was roast duck and fried squid, sweet, sour, and spiced, dried beef and mixed veggies, lo mein and fried rice. There was whole fish and mushi and shrimp chow mein foon and General Gao's chicken and ma pa tofu. When at last we'd decided and the waiter did call, we said, skip the menu, and ordered it all. And when in due time the food was all made, it came to our table in a sort of parade. Before us sat dim sum, spare ribs, and egg rolls, and 4 different soups in 4 great huge bowls, and chicken wings, dumplings, and beef teriyakis, and my girlfriend said, hey, this is better than latkes. The courses kept coming. From spicy to mild and higher toward the ceiling were piled, and while this went on, we were aware every diner around us had started to stare. Their jaws hanging open, they looked on unblinking. Some dropped their teacups, some drooled without thinking. So much piled up, one dish, then another. My girlfriend and I couldn't see one another. Now we sat there, we two without proper utensils, while they handed us something that looked like 2 pencils. We poked and we jabbed till our fingers were sore and half of our dinner wound up on the floor. We tried, how we tried, but sad truth to tell, 10 long minutes later and still hungry as anything, we swallowed our pride, feeling vaguely like dorks, and called to the waiter to bring us 2 forks. Then we flessed and we feasted, we slurped and we munched, we noshed and we supped, we breakfasted and lunched, we ate, oh, near to bursting, and drank down our teas, and barely had room for the fortune cookies. But my fortune was perfect. It summed up the mood when it said, pork is kosher when it's in Chinese food? And my girlfriend, well, she got a real winner. Hers said, your companion will pay for the dinner. Our bellies were full, and at last it was time to travel back home and transcribe this rhyme of our Chinatown trek, and to privately speak about trying to refine our chopstick technique. The MSG spun round and round in our heads, and we tripped and we laughed, and gaily we said as we schlepped all our leftovers home through the night, good yontif to all, and to all a good night.